This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, before we jump into another premiere draft for Core 2021, I want to remind everyone that my content's sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their website by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. It'll use my referral link and take you to their store, so check them out. Okay, well, 9 lives is not good in limited. Cultivate is one of the best pieces of fixing in the format, and that's nice. Obsessive Stitcher is a nice signpost, but we probably just take a Dragonfire. I mean, it just kills most of the stuff in this format, exiles them. It's a very important card in this format. I think it's better. I mean, Stitcher is fine, but more than fine. But I think Dragonfire is better. Wow, we could have started with back-to-back Cultivates and done whatever we wanted, more or less. So probably take a Rousing Reed here. It's been a great card overall. I've been pretty impressed with it. So far, our deck has a couple cards in it that are from our last one. But yeah, making any creature gain evasion and making sure you draw some cards is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so here I'm probably going to take Gourmand. I think it's better. Feat of Resistance is pretty good, but I like Gourmand a little more. Yeah. Just a big scary creature who makes your opponent sacrifice stuff. So, wow, this is a pretty stacked pack. We've got Grasp and Dowser, both cards that you first pick sometimes. Another Rousing Reed in there too. I think we take a Grasp. Okay, we've seen back-to-back Blue Sanctums. Could consider grabbing one. Fetid Imp is pretty good. Nice little 2-drop. So, is it Sanctum or Imp? I think I go with the Imp. Ooh, yeah. There's our Roaming Ghostlight. I love that card, and it's definitely what we take here. Yeah, I mean, adding to the board and bouncing stuff is just a powerful effect, especially on an evasive creature. So... Right now, it looks like we're probably blue-black, I would say. I mean, we have 2 really good black cards, 2 really good blue cards. We have 1 really good red card, too. Yeah, I mean, it's usually better to wait to take a Sanctum on the wheel, but sometimes a pack is weak enough that speculating on one is worth it, but we haven't encountered that yet. Yeah, it's the same colors, although this time... Oh, no, I guess it was... It was blue, black, splash, red last time, too. Hey, at least we didn't have Fetid Imp or Roaming Ghostlight or Gourmand in that last deck, so it's different. Okay. The Houndmaster is interesting, but we probably just take a shock. Like Dragonfire, it kills lots of stuff really efficiently. Yeah, and the blue cards here aren't that great, so... Okay. So, Hunter's Edge is nice. Megalodon's not a bad finisher. Don't really want Igneous Current, Unleash Fury. I guess we'll grab a Rise Again. I mean, we have one really good target and 1 decent target for it already. So that's what we're going to grab here. It may not end up being a Rise Again deck, but, Rise Again is pretty important, generally. So blue does seem the least open now, I feel like. I mean, we did see an Arcanist in that last pack, but... Okay, well, alright. I think we'll take our first Frantic Inventory here. probably need like 3 before you play them in most decks. I think if you have Teferi's Tutelage, you can get away with 2. Draft's going slow. I do like Unsubstantiate, especially this late. You know, bounces stuff and bounces spells. It's good tempo. And if you have spell stuff going on, which we don't really at this point, but if we did, you get extra triggers out of it too, which is nice. Somebody must have disconnected from this draft. Yeah. Yeah. That's always rough. All right, take a Larcenist here. We already have a Rousing Read, and, you know, you can pair it with Bounce and Removal and get a lot of value out of it. I like it more than Pitchburn Devils for the most part. The Devils are fine-ish, but I find myself not playing them more than I play them for the most part. Yeah, red definitely feels like the one that might not be open. We will see. Okay, so this Sanctum did wheel. I've also got another Library Larcenist, but I'm a little tempted by this Sanctum. Let's see what happens Sanctum-wise here. Right, short sword, sure. Some slow picks, especially this late. I just can't imagine they're still taking, although I guess they're several packs behind, so they have harder decisions to make. Okay. Well, Solemn Simulacrum is pretty great, gives you some fixing. And, you know, replaces itself. What we're giving up is a shock. I think that would have been our pick otherwise, and I think Simulacrum's enough better that we'd rather have it for sure. And it's nice to have this piece of fixing and keeping that in mind for maybe we go Grixis again. You know, we'll see. Okay. So here's the Black Sanctum. So here we have a Weird and a Freebooter, both of which are good. But I think I take the Black Sanctum here. I think I probably would anyway, because I'm not sure I'm playing red. And I think it's a little better than Kitesail Freebooter. So yeah, we're going to grab the Black Sanctum. And it's very playable in your main deck if you don't have any other Sanctums. But so we now have the blue and the black one, which is good news. This one also helps us, should we be a Rise Again deck, it actually helps us there, so. Probably not going to play Short Sword in this deck if I had to guess. And I kind of do at this point. I mean, you know, can't assume it's going to work out. Yep. Oh, okay. Well, there's our Overload. It's great. You know, how are we doing right now in instants and sorceries? We're at 6 already. That's pretty good. I like the Overload more than Kinetic Augur or Mistral Singer. It's just such a key card for blue-red decks. So, yeah, I think we take Experimental Overload here. Yeah, I think I've only drafted a Sanctum deck once in this format, and I think I went 6-3. It went all right. But yeah, we definitely need the red one. I might just play both of these anyway. They're both okay. I mean, this one's a little clunky if you can't really take advantage of it, but yeah. So, See the Truth isn't especially good. Neither's Rookie Mistake. We could grab Direfleet Warmonger, but I think I'm just going to grab this land. Whatever we're doing, it kind of looks like we're splashing something that this land will help us with. So I'm going to grab the Bloodfell Caves here. Because, yeah, right now, splashing the Dragonfire and Overload is very doable. I'm not sure I'd splash Shock, but it could happen. Because we've got Simulacrum and Bloodfell Caves. It also means we could splash a shrine that isn't the red one, potentially. We'll see. We probably do want the red one. I mean, those are the 3 that I think are the most powerful together. You know, one of them's a removal spell, one of them's a win condition, one of them draws you extra cards. So it's pretty sweet. So I'm not really sold on what our secondary color is at this point. And as a result, I think I'm going to take a Magmut here. Because we could just be a blue-red deck that's splashing black, potentially, too. I mean, the black cards here just aren't very good. And the Magmut's a pretty nice card. Throw Possibility's not bad either, but the Magmut's good enough. At this point, it does seem like we're heading more towards splashing black, which I think we would just do at this point for the Sanctum. I think, yeah, I mean, there's a real chance that that's what our deck is, but I'm not really sold 100% on whether blue-reds are primary colors or blue-black still. It's, you know, I think the two are fairly equal at this point. So Coatl doesn't really help us. We will take a turn to Slag, though. It's a decent removal spell. It's not by no means a great one, but it does the job. So, okay, so there's another blue Sanctum. I'm not super interested in that, I don't think. You have to have a way... I mean, do we have looting at this point? We don't really. I think I'd rather just take an Arcanist here. We could use the 2-drop. And it makes our spells a little easier to cast. But yeah, I mean, as this particular pack has continued, it looks like this is probably our deck. This is probably it. So, that's true. I could discard it to itself. Good call. Should have considered that. So the question here is, do we want another big boy, or do we just want like a spell? We do have one Overload that likes spells. Or just a random 1-drop. I think I'm going to take Thrill here. I think I would probably just play both the Sanctums in this deck at this point. Okay, so there's some decent black cards here, like Deathbloom Thallid, which do give me pause a little bit as to what we're doing here. But, I mean, you know, our black cards are pretty good, namely Gourmand and Grasp of Darkness. There's also a land to help us splash. But, yeah, we'll take the land. We'll see if that's... I'll take a cancel. Might actually play it. Okay, so here we'll take a Fetid Imp, I think. So I could splash Direfleet Warmonger. That doesn't seem like the worst plan in the world. It's not a great one either, but we could do it. I mean, our red, other than, like, Overload, isn't that good. I mean, I could easily splash the Dragonfire and the Overload, so I could see us going that route, too. Because our blue-black is... Yeah, we'll grab an Archer here. Another playable black card. Okay, so I don't think we want Niambi. This is an interesting pick here. So we've got an Overload and an Enthralling Hold and a Scorching Dragonfire. All first pickable cards. I do think the Hold's the best. You know, Mind Control effects are amazing. And even though this one's sort of narrow, it doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's one of the better cards in the set. I do like Overload a lot. But, you know, maybe we'll get back the Wizardry or something. That'd be cool. We'll take the Hold. Hey, there's Baron again. We didn't see him a whole lot in that last game. Man, okay, so here we're looking at another Overload or a Baron. I think the Overload's better in this case. Yeah. It's tough, but alright. So I think we're officially blue-red now. Splashing black. Ooh, thank you. I haven't gotten to play with this yet, and I keep getting blown out by it, so that's exciting. All right. Definitely the pick here. It's super powerful. Okay, so... Gadrak is a pretty nice defensive creature who can actually do stuff in the later game sometimes. Geyser is a clunky spell, but it is a spell. I think we probably take Gadrak, though. Gadrak has been pretty nice. Okay. Alright, so you're not going to be played. I think we're just splashing the Black Sanctum. I think we take a shock here. The Palladium Myr is a little tempting, but I think we really want shock. Now that we have two Overloads, you know, these cheap spells are a lot better. Alright, Wizardry's pretty nice here. You know, Warmonger's here, but I think that ship has mostly sailed. We do have one random artifact that can help out Gadrak a little bit. All right, here I think we just grab Opt. So it is significantly different than our last deck. Our last deck was like pretty hard, pretty into all three colors, and this one we're just splashing black, so... Yeah, I can maybe get away without the splash. We'll see what the deck looks like. Because, yeah, it may just be best to cut the Sanctum and the, both Sanctums. Cutting both Sanctums, yeah, is potentially what we want to do. So, how are we doing on spells now? We're doing pretty well. And I think that means we don't want another Thrill. I think we just take this land. The White Sanctum's here, but, you know, at this point, I don't think we're a Sanctum deck. We might be a deck that runs Sanctums, but I don't think we're a Sanctum deck, per se. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll do this for now. Take a look at the deck. Yeah. We wouldn't run the caves, obviously. We can take them out, too. So we do have a bunch of reasonable playables that we could slot in, like, you know, Tome Anima and cancel if we have to, but ooh my. Okay, triple Overload, let's do it. There was some other nice stuff in that pack. Okay, so another Frantic Inventory is good. See if we can pick up a third here late. We'll take a Wall of Runes. Yeah, I mean, Overload does kind of count as a creature. But yeah, we're at 14 instants and sorceries, so we're in pretty great shape. I wouldn't mind like a cheap creature, but I don't think that's going to happen. Man, those poor Warmongers. The black-red deck just is hard to make function. Okay, so we don't actually have to cut anything. The question is, we're probably not playing two Frantic Inventories. Maybe we are. With the overloads, the wizardry, it doesn't really feel like we have enough spell payoffs to just run two overloads, though. But the question then becomes, like, what are we going to run, you know? So maybe we do run them. Because I don't really want cancel or rookie mistake. I mean, I think we probably run them. It's a lot less than ideal, but we are going to run them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cancel's okay. But I don't know that I like it more than a second Frantic Inventory. Yeah, it's the cancels or the splash. The splash doesn't really seem worth it at this point. Rousing Reed has more targets than it looks like it does because of Goblin Wizardry and 3 overloads. I think we probably do want 17 lands, yeah. Alright, yep, I think this is just our deck. Oh. Let's remember to put our sleeve on it. I guess we can do this too. Okay. Izzet hasn't let me down a whole lot in this format. Yeah, Read the Tides maybe was worth looking at a little more. Alright, this looks fine. It's just like a experimental overload hand, which I guess we're going to have a lot of. Because, yeah. Just in case there's something we want to shock on turn 1. I'm gonna go ahead and inventory here. So the question here is, do I hold on to shock? And yeah, no, I don't think so. There's a chance they were gonna like dub it or something, but there's also a chance they have Feet of Resistance. So, you know. So I think I just overload here and grab to the shock. Yeah. Now we have a target for Rousing Reed. We're just gonna take it. So they probably have Feet of Resistance. I mean, I think that's a safe guess. Alright, so let's attack. I don't really want to try to Rousing Reed here. Okay, yes, please. Yeah. And then we'll just end our turn. I think they're trying to... Okay, well, sure. I'm down with that. Makes me glad I didn't Rousing Reed, I guess. Alright, so let's block. So at this point... Alright, so let's try and shock the Chorister here. Okay, it looks like it worked. That's a good sign, I think. Yeah, and then let's just Dragon Fire. And just end our turn. Okay, well, that's a good draw. I can just bounce it again. I don't think I do just at this point, but it is pretty funny that I can. So I could overload and get shock. I think we just end our turn. Leave up unsubstantiate. So if they try to use a trick, we definitely unsubstantiate. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, they're not monocolored, which makes some sense. Is this worth unsubstantiating? They can't play it again. I think it probably is. It would also make our overload a little better. Will make our overload a little better, but we'll have a creature big enough to attack through the mutt. Well, so much for that, huh? Okay. Well, I think we probably just turn to slag the mutt. And attack here. Yeah, gain your life back. Alright, so... I think we go overload. Get back Scorching Dragonfire. And Scorching Dragonfire the Immolator. So we can put Rousing Reed on the weird token now. No, that's going to help them. Oh, except I guess they don't have any targets left. Nice. Just what I was hoping for. So it's going to take me a couple turns to kill them as a result of the Acolyte's lifelink. Okay. We got there. This deck's sweet. I mean, a 3 overload deck is like a good time. That's for sure. For me, anyway. Every time we've been within a win of Mythic, we've lost, so... hopefully we can break that streak. Okay, this is a good hand. I'm down with it. This doesn't seem like a great Larcenist hand, honestly. He'll go to the bottom. It's an awkward thrill of possibilities right there. I may discard a Wizardry. I can always get them back. So yeah, I think I'm going to discard a Wizardry here. Well, if I knew I was going to draw 3 lands in a row, would have taken a different approach there. Okay, so I think I probably want to shock the Immolator while I can. Then next turn I can overload and get back shock and then shock the Visionary. You have a lot of mana, which I don't like, but... Okay, well, I think that changes our plans. I think we just Dragonfire the Ogre and end our turn. Now we can overload, get back Dragonfire. Ooh! And that is what we'll be doing, because Rada is a nightmare, so look at that. Already gave them value anyway. Alright, so, yeah, I think we want to go overload. Get back Dragonfire. Dragonfire. Well, well, well. So I think I'm going to attack with this 4/4. Kind of going for some attrition here. Like, if they want to trade their Ogre, I'm fine with that. They don't, though. But, yeah, so we will overload. Get back, I guess, Dragonfire. Yeah. And Dragonfire. I think we go after the Immolator again. Maybe it's the Pteranodon. No, it's the Immolator. The fact that Immolators are removal spells just isn't something I want to deal with. So we're kind of running out of gas, which I don't feel like our deck should be doing, but... Look at all these creatures that have died to the same Scorching Dragonfire. Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so we're going to block there. Ooh, hello. Well, getting this back would have been nice. Okay, well, we're just going to leave up Sublime Epiphany here. Because... it's silly. We may not get to counter a spell. But we'll see. Like, if they try to turn to slag my token and I counter it, or, you know, fight my token and I counter it, it's going to be pretty brutal. Because I'll counter the spell, make a copy of my 4/4, return one of their creatures. Okay, so I think we just go for it with Epiphany now. Because we know we get to all the values. Yeah, I think we go for it here. So, counter target spell, return target non-land permanent, create a token that's a copy, and draw a card. So, what do we want to bounce? I guess the answer is probably the Ogre. And we'll make a copy of this. And we'll draw a card. worked out pretty well. I guess we could say. Okay, so let's opt that on the bottom. So we still have 6 mana, which means I'm also going to Frantic Inventory. Okay. Well, I think we just play our Simulacrum here and end our turn. Okay, so we'll take inventory again here. Alright, nice. So, yeah. I think we Rousing Reed on one of the tokens. See if they let that happen. Thank you for the cheer, TB Hug Monster. We are drawing like our whole library, so hopefully we can kill them before. Yeah, Visionary is nice. So we got Ghostlight ready to go, and turn to Slag. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can actually play both next turn if we have to. What are they playing? A Hydra? No, okay, yeah, that guy. The good news is we have Roaming Ghostlight. Hey, look, there's our dragon. So I think we go Ghostlight. So we know Turn to Slag cannot kill that dragon. So I think I'm going to turn to Slag on the Pteranodon here and then attack with everything. That way we have an opening where even if they play the dragon again, we're going to be okay. Because we can get in for the damage we need to get in for. Now that's annoying, but we do get to draw a card. Alright. Now it's going to be a little harder to kill them this turn, like straight up. Or I'll just draw my Unsubstantiate like a horrible person. You know, that happens too. Yeah, that was messed up. That was messed up. Look at that, we made it to Mythic. I don't know. Didn't play more this month, but my win percentage must have been better. Thank you for the congratulations. And thanks for more bits, Sinister. See how long we can stay at Mythic now. Thank you, Swindler. You can't lose Mythic? Is that true? Oh. Even if I lose like 5 in a row, I'm not going to lose Mythic? Huh, okay. That seems interesting. This deck seems pretty good. See how well we do. I guess I never realized you don't lose rank. This is the first season where I've actually paid that much attention to rank since I actually got to Mythic. Or I had a chance at Mythic. So, good to know. That's nice that you don't lose rank. Alright, this is fine. I mean, you know, creature would be good. But kill their early stuff. And then, you know, in the late game we'll draw our recursion spells and cast our removal again and all of that. Okay. Question here is whether I'd like to wait until they try to put a counter on it. And I guess I probably would. So we're going to go ahead and, yeah, just pass the turn. Like, if they try to put a counter on it, or Cetessan Training, or, you know, any of the typical stuff you see people do, yeah, there it is, so. Oh, crap. I did that before they tried to put the counter on him, which was a mistake, but the good news is I have a shock, so. Oh, yeah, I'm number 479. I don't know how I started there, but I'll take it. We really need that. We really need another island. That would be cool. All right, we'll take an overload. That's for sure. Overload is key. I could have killed it in response to the counter is what I mean, cheesecake. So we're gonna go overload, get the shock back. Come on, shock. This Rousing Reed might help us hit our second island, which should get us going for sure. So I can just overload again, but I think I'm going to Rousing Reed while they're tapped out. Okay, so... God, I guess we lose Unsubstantiate in this case. Yeah. The rest of our hand's so good that we're like, nah, Unsubstantiate's definitely the worst card, so... Well, well, well. So, I think I go ahead and attack here. What they do is block and get a Saproling. I'm kind of cool with that. I can't Roaming Ghostlight the Weaver. Or Sublime Epiphany the Weaver. Which is annoying. But... I could just overload again and get back Unsubstantiate. Or just leave up Sublime Epiphany. I guess leaving up Epiphany makes some sense. Although, for now, it's... It's probably just better to do this. Bounce the Replicator. We'll hold up Sublime eventually, but I feel like as long as I can do other stuff... I mean, making a copy of our Ghostlight is going to be absurd, so... Getting it down seems good. You don't pump spiders, right? No. No, you do not. Yeah, getting back the Epiphany is going to be absolutely disgusting. That's probably what we're going to do, though. Gonna get in there with that Weaver, huh? That seems aggressive. No, they're not. Okay. So... yeah, we'll go ahead and play this land. Unicorn. Alright, so let's attack with our token. See what they got here. Okay. Well, I think that means we use our Epiphany here. So we go Epiphany, counter target spell, return target non-land permanent, create a token that's a copy. So in this case, I don't think I copy, yeah, and then draw a card. So, return target non-land permanent, yeah. So we'll bounce the Charger. We want to make a copy of this because we're bouncing the only thing we can bounce anyway with the other effects. So we're just going to go for the 5/5, and then we'll draw a card. That seems pretty good. I'm good, God Prince Jester. We just managed to hit Mythic, so that's pretty sweet. Okay. Let's see. So I think I'm just going to attack with everything and then experimental overload and get back Epiphany. And we'll play Gadrak for good measure. Okay. Up to 382, apparently. I mean, you can make a Murmuring Mystic that looks like me if you want. It is one of my favorite cards. Yeah, this deck is pretty nuts. Not a very good hand, though. Even on the draw, like, I guess the Simulacrum would help us find our island, but yeah, we're gonna mulligan. Okay, this one I think is better. Well, it is better, but I think I need to hold on to the inventory to try to hit the mana that I'm going to need. I guess we lose Shock in this case, which is kind of painful, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay. Well, I think we'll leave our mana up, scare them into thinking we have Lofty Denial, and then we can inventory if we need. Yeah, that's not good. Red mana, please. Thank you. Thank you for delivering. Yeah, all right. Probably just going to play my Simulacrum this turn, but hey. Yes, let's go Simulacrum. Grab a mountain. That does seem less than ideal, doesn't it? Let's try to block one of these guys, see what happens. Yeah, that hurts. Kind of think we need to overload here so that we can get a body onto the table. We'll grab the Dragonfire. Okay. Options. So, I think I just play Ghostlight and bounce that Warmonger. Not worth attacking yet, I don't think. We've definitely got the late game in our favor, I would think. So... Okay, so... let us inventory. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and fire off the Dragonfire on Warmonger. Then we're gonna attack with our Flyer. Play Wall of Runes. So we have 6 mana already. Having a 7th doesn't really make a difference, so... We already have, actually, a 7th, too, so... We are at 8 life, which is a little scary. Okay, that's a good draw. So I think we go shock this little guy. Yeah, so I'm going to attack with our Ghostlight. Then we'll leave up Epiphany. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we'll Epiphany. Counter target spell, return target non-land permanent, create a token that's a copy, and draw a card. Target a non-land permanent. So, you'll get bounced. We'll make a copy of our Ghostlight. We'll target ourselves. That's such a blowout. Okay. Well, they did keep it from being as much of a blowout, I guess. So, kudos to them. But, we'll get it back. You know, I could use a win condition right about now. They killed all our ways we wanted to try to win the game. So right now, I'm obviously going to deck myself before they do. So probably at some point, yeah. I mean, we can wait to draw another Overload, though, to be honest. Okay. I am actually just going to let that resolve. So they can put a counter on it, so maybe that wasn't my best idea ever, huh? Probably not. I mean, I can kill it in response to the counter. So, I could actually shock it and then counter, I mean, yeah, counter the ability with this if I wanted. But I don't think that's super necessary. I mean, we are at low life, so maybe it is, but... Well, now that I drew what I did, I think it's probably safer to just bounce it. So how many overloads have we played? 2. So there's still 2 left in our deck. Or 1 left in our deck. We can always just steal their creature that they resolve. It's worth noting. Although that one's harder to steal than most. So yeah, I'm probably going to Epiphany here. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and Epiphany. Counter a spell. Turn... No, I guess we're not doing that. We will create a token that's a copy. Yeah. There we go. Something that can do some damage. Yeah, I think we just get rid of that. Drill. I'm not too worried about him right now. Ooh, there's the combo. I think we'll go ahead and wait a turn before we try to combo, but... Okay, so... Probably going to go for Rousing Reed and hope it doesn't go poorly. Now we don't really need to, I don't think. Take that risk, I mean. I think we just attack, and if they decide to kill it, that's fine, because we have Goblin Wizardry. Oh, no. That... It drops us to 1, so they have to have a way to kill their Arsonist. They must have a way to kill us in their hand. That's the only thing I can think that makes any sense. Oh, except all they have to do now is block. So yeah, they got us. Yeah. You know, when they were trying to play their dog, I kind of thought there's probably something bigger that they're trying to play. Kill my Larcenist. That would have been... That was a next level play. I think there was a very good chance we would have lost anyway, but that was the right thing to do, yeah. Shock our own guy. Because all they had to do was draw 1 more mana on their next turn. And then I was dead, so... Enthralling Hold the Dog wouldn't have worked because they would have just tapped it to ping us every time. Should I have just shocked the dog? Probably. The only problem there was that the I don't remember what I was saying. The problem was, yeah, like we couldn't have stolen it with Enthralling Hold. They would have just been pinging us. And then the land they had in play would have made Shock not kill their dog. So it was kind of a wash. And yeah, they had Volcanic Geyser in their hand. So yeah. Alright, this is solid. You guys are all right that I should have done what I did, but we were probably dead in the next 2 turns anyway. Nah, I think I'm good. I think we'd rather draw an island if we're going to draw a land. Like that. Okay, looking good. I wish Gadrak could attack, but, you know. He's just a big boy who can block forever. Alright, so... end our turn. Okay, that's a pretty good thing to draw. So I think we'll just Ghostlight here and bounce the Enforcer. And I can shock that on my next turn. I can also play Rousing Reed. It's usually better to play your Reed on something that doesn't already have flying, but, you know, that's a good problem to have, I guess. Ooh, yeah, there's the hold. Do I just hold on to this Rousing Reed for now? I kind of feel like I do. I think we're in a good enough position that I'm okay with that. Yeah. One thing annoying about Gadrak is I have to be killing their stuff on my own turn to, like, actually get the value. Okay, so we're gonna shock the Battalion. I might steal their Celestial Enforcer here. Oh, except I can't use its ability. So sad. Not really worth enthralling holding here. Okay. Yeah. I think we just hold on to everything. I mean, I could discard Rousing Reed with my Thrill, but I don't think I really want to. I don't really want to discard any of that stuff, so... Now there's something I want to steal. It might be kind of hard to get them to steal. I think we go ahead and... Yeah, we'll inventory... I mean, Thrill possibility and discard inventory. There we go. That's what we were looking for. So I think we overload and get shock back. So the tricky thing is if I attack, they probably block. But I guess yeah. I think I'm going to end my turn for now. Because what I really want to do is stick enthralling hold on that. I mean, maybe I just attack, let the trade happen, and steal something else with the hold later. Maybe that's probably the right thing to do, I guess. Now, if they just take it, I'm actually going to be reasonably happy. Yeah. Because then that will mean enthralling hold will really work. They know I have shock. This is also a great thing to put our Rousing Reed on, so... Think of the treasures, yeah. Oh, that's less than ideal. Do I steal that now? I think maybe I do. So they're going to draw a card this turn. Most likely, anyway. Probably just shock this Prismite at the end of their turn. I probably do steal this because it's going to cause us problems in terms of its ability, too. So, drawing cards is great, but I think we have enough ways to do it that I don't, like, need to do it here. Yeah, let's shock the Prismite. See what happens there. So, yeah, put enthralling hold. Well, I guess we don't need to do it first. There's no reason to do it first. Yeah, so we'll attack them for 7. Yeah, and then enthralling hold their Enforcer. I could play Rousing Reed this turn too. But it doesn't really seem worth it. I'm gonna hold on to this land. They're going to need something good. You know, like Sublime Epiphany, which they could definitely have. That would suck. Enthralling Hold is so good, and I can't help but feel that people are still underrating this. I think too many people get caught up in what it can't steal, but, you know, you always have to remember, when you're stealing your opponent's permanent, it's like your card says destroy target creature and create a creature token that's a copy of it, which is insanely strong. Alright, so, well, drawing that pretty much seals the deal. Actually, it entirely does, I guess. Yeah. All right. It's fun to get to play with Sublime Epiphany finally. That's for sure. How did you hold your opponent's Gargaroth? Doesn't it have vigilance? Ooh. I think we can get away with this. I think Rousing Reed will help us find what we need. Yeah. It's not an amazing hand, but I think it's passable. This person's rank is elite. They probably want to stay there. Okay, drawing it unsubstantiate's nice. Well. We need a third land, please. We can unsubstantiate whatever they do here, which isn't the worst. And yeah, that's what we'll do. There we go. That's what we were looking for. Rousing Reed. Nice. Do I pitch one of these lands? I don't know that I do. I probably do. They went with the life there, huh? That's interesting. So here I think I am going to thrill and discard the slag and see if we hit anything. Nice. More spells. My experimental overload likes that. Yeah. So, end our turn. Man. I mean, it's not the end of the world at all, but it makes me a little sad. wonder how likely it is that they have, like, another, Ghost Light. Because if they do, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble, I'd say. Ooh, Shock's good. I still think I overload here. Maybe I don't. Maybe it's better to just do this. Yeah. We'll take 2. Well, it is a lot less of a problem when you can make a 6/6 with Experimental Overload. The problem is targeting this guy is so bad, and that's why I think I'm just going to overload here and grab Shock. We, of course, have our Epiphany at some point, but... Oh, no. That's... Now we're going to have to use our Epiphany on it at some point, I would say. It's going to be worth letting them draw the cards. I want them to tap out here. I'm going to have to use my Epiphany in a subpar way. So subpar, actually. But it's probably worth it. Okay. So they could have Lofty Denial, which would suck. Okay, well now they are tapped out. I like that. I don't like that they played a Maze Mind Tome a whole lot, but... Okay, so we'll ping them. Just because... they could have their own counter magic. I think I have to use Epiphany in a less than ideal way here. So that is what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So return target non-land permanent, create a token, and draw a card. So there's that, and we'll make a copy of our 6/6, and we'll draw a card. Yeah, Ranger's Guile's a thing, too, that's for sure. So we don't really get a 3-for-1 here or anything like that because they get to draw 2 cards. Would it have been better to bounce Rousing Reed? No. They could have just recast it. This way we get rid of the Reed. Yeah. Plus we can get it back later. So... It's too bad, you know, they were smart enough to put Exile Experimental Overload on Experimental Overload, because that would have been fun. To chain 3 of them together. Would have been a good time. Yeah, now the overloads will make big old creatures. Okay. So, yeah. Dragonfire. Then Overload. Probably get back Epiphany. Yeah, it's funny. I was just complaining earlier today about how I hadn't gotten to play it yet, but have been blown out by it like 5 times. Things are breaking even now, I guess. If they have a rousing read, that would be annoying. That's interesting that they only decided to scry there. Yeah, they do have rousing read. Can they kill us? That's the question. They might be able to. Oh. Okay. Up to 8. That's why they scried, though, because they wanted to see if they could hit. Maybe they need to hit all 3 rousing reads. They are in blue-green. I mean, so I guess a trick would do it, but they don't have burn. You know, they don't have a shock to finish us. Right, seems fine. Getting both our inventories is pretty sweet. I do think we add to the board first. It's usually the right thing to do in limited. That guy's kind of big, but luckily my Wall of Runes can... do I want shock? Honestly, I really need more lands, but I guess the inventories will get me them, and shock is likely to be able to kill several things in their deck. So, we'll stick with it. So, do they put a counter on this and attack, or do they put a sword on it or end attack, or... That sequence seems to happen so often. It's not going to happen here, though. That's another creature that doesn't die to shock, unfortunately. Okay. Do I just inventory here because there's a chance I draw like a Dragonfire? I think I do. Well, that'll work. Now we have all the mana we need. But yeah, I guess I do need to change the title because we are Mythic now. What's with all these big creatures, though? That my poor shock can't kill. It's not nice. So, it's kind of sad that Ghostlight can't actually, like, attack through that spinner. That said, I think we still play it. And we end our turn. Overloading and getting an inventory is not the worst thing in the world. Like, if we have 6 mana next turn, that might be what we do. Okay, that does die to shock, at least. Now we probably just enthralling hold that thing. That's my guess. I think I'm fine with trading my Ghostlight here. If they have stuff they want to do with their mana, I want to make them do it, basically. Because I guess Lofty Denial right now won't even stop Enthralling Hold. So that's cool. So yeah, I guess we'll just Enthralling Hold. I guess if I had held and shocked, I could have just attacked better. I could have attacked with my Magma too, but what are you going to do? Ooh, what do they have here? Oh, okay. That, I mean, it's less than ideal, but it doesn't upset me or anything either. I mean, traded 1 for 1 in the end, and this won't be able to attack right away. We can actually shock that. That's probably what I'm going to do. Yeah. Alright, so I think we overload. Do I want the inventory or the shock? Honestly, I think I want the inventory right now. I'm gonna play the Arcanist. It sets our mana up for our spells a little bit. I have a feeling this game is going to be a grindy one. At least until we find a flyer. Okay, so let's inventory. All right. Well, let's Dragonfire here. And I'll play Larcenist. And in my turn. think I'm going to send this creature token at them. I mean, they can double block and kill it, but I think I'm okay with that. I'm also okay with doing 3 damage. They can also just block it like that, which I'm also okay with. So, alright, so let's overload. I guess we can kill the crab now, actually. Probably worth a try. Maybe they counter this overload. If they do, I can get back overload with this overload. Same turn, so... Ooh, there it is. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. However, we will overload anyway. Now I can't kill something right away, but... Oh wait, why didn't I get back my other overload? I don't know what I was thinking. Oops. So, is that all of our overloads? It is all of our overloads, so I really screwed that up. Probably should have grabbed another overload with an overload, but... We need our epiphany. That's what we need. All right. Dragonfire is good, but overload, Dragonfire would have been better. Okay, so I'm gonna block that and take 4. This does give me a basically free attack with my Larcenist. Yeah, and I think I will just go ahead and Dragonfire the Visionary. The question is, can we win without a weird token? I mean, probably, but... Have I missed pinging them with my Magmut? I feel like I have. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah, we'll end our turn. I think it is a screw up generally because I'd have 2 bodies out instead of, you know, none. Well, I'd have 1 extra big elemental. All right, so I guess it's probably better to block like that and like this. So they're gonna start drawing cards. Although right now they're just looting. It's just card selection, so I don't really see a reason to use Turn to Slag anytime soon. They may have what it takes to beat us in the long game since we've used up all our overloads. I don't have another way to get this one back either. I do have Sublime Epiphany somewhere in my deck, so I guess there's that. Oh yeah, we haven't really seen that much today. I forgot it was like in our deck. Okay. If we can get them to be aggressive again here and keep attacking... They can get back their Sublime Epiphany. They can't cast it right away is the good news. But I don't know that they have to. It would be great to draw our own Sublime Epiphany here. To Sublime Epiphany, their Sublime Epiphany, you know? Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to do that. And I think failing that, what we probably want to do is attack with, like, everything here. And I think we can do that. I think we turn to slag the Dowser. Ah, crap. So much for that plan. All right. Well, we can shock the Jeskai Elder. Yeah, I think we lose now because they're going to get back. They're going to make a copy of it and all of that nonsense. It is pretty much GG unless we draw our Epiphany. It could get us back from behind. But yeah. Yeah, we basically have to draw Epiphany here so that we can Epiphany their Epiphany. Yeah, so we're just gonna take that. Yeah, that'll do it. That will do it. Annoying that they had that Ranger's Guile to protect it. I mean, Ranger's Guile's not a bad card to play. You don't normally see it in a blue-green deck, maybe, but it worked out for them there. It's especially nasty when you spend 5 mana on a removal spell, like we did, and then your opponent's like Ranger's Guile for 1 mana. Yeah. It's rough. It was a rough time. I mean, playing Ranger's Guile, it makes a lot more sense than playing Rookie Mistake, but yeah. I know what you mean. Right, this looks solid. Probably worth playing the Cliffs tapped here, even though I could have had Shock up. Well, that's annoying. What's funny is our first deck today was not as good as this one, but I think there's a real but it went 6-3, and given how our opponent has begun this game, there's a very real chance. Well, if they put Dub on it, they put Rousing Reed, I can at least bounce it. But yeah, somebody playing one of these on turn 2 is not an easy thing to overcome. So, but it just sucks. Feat of Resistance being in this format is so painful because it puts us in a situation where instead of getting like maximum value out of like shocking it on their turn or something, if the, you find yourself instead in a situation Where you have to shock it on your turn, which, you know, isn't really what you want to be doing. Well, we're not shocking it anyway. What I mean is unsubstantiate. Like, the question is whether it's worth more value to wait to do it, but I just don't think it is in this case. Oh, wait. If I can actually do this, I probably should. And then I also play Magma. Okay. We're 1 mana away from Epiphany thanks to our Arcanist, so that's cool. Somebody's dying here. Or maybe not. I mean, I think I just take this hit in this case. All right. Okay, so we can leave up Epiphany here. So I think we probably should. So we do have a real chance here because once we Epiphany this, you know, we're going to draw eventually into our, what's-a-who's-its, so I think I'm going to block with my Larcenist here. See what happens there. Make them discard a card. I'll be able to make elemental tokens and get back Sublime Epiphany and stuff like that. So, interestingly, I could counter this triggered ability and make them discard another card and bounce their Celestial Enforcer. However, I think I'm fine with this happening this way. Yeah, so now we're going to Epiphany. Counter target spell, return target island permanent. We don't have anything great to make a copy of, sadly. Although, you know, double Magmud is a thing. I guess I'll bounce the Enforcer because I can't play it again this turn, unlike the Hallowblade. Yeah. I think they have Feet of Resistance. They do not. That's good. Well, we've got all the removal. Gonna attack here. Don't really need this Arcanist much anymore, so I'll probably just use it to block and take out another card in their hand. It's called Shahrazad Sea Speeds. Okay. I feel pretty good about that. Because Hallowblade is not any fun to deal with. Okay, so let's play this Wall of Runes, see what's up top. Do I want an opt? I think probably. It'll set up a larger and larger elemental thingy. We are going to go ahead and shock this guy. And end our turn. So right now, we're looking at a 3-3, and then it'll be a 4-4. Okay. I think they bounce. Yeah, magma. Alright, so shock this Ghost Light. We don't want them using that ability if we can help it, and, well, we can help it. I don't think so. There it is. That's what I was hoping I would hit. I mean, I didn't know that I would, but it was what I was hoping for. Right, so we overload, get Epiphany back. Yeah, they're Birds of Paradise, these sleeves. Which is pretty cool. Well, I don't see any reason not to just keep leaving up Sublime Epiphany right now. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. All right, we have at least matched the record of our other deck. See if we can get to 7 wins. I got those sleeves. You can, if you bought the box, what do they even call it? The secret drop for the birds. That's where you get it. But I actually got the code from somebody who wasn't using it and bought it. So that's not how I got it, but yeah. Yeah, recurring Sublime Epiphany's nasty. It's too bad we ran into another person doing it. But, you know, what are you going to do? That's where one of our losses came. Someone else recurring it. So this will be our last game one way or another, whether we win or lose. Whether we win or lose. When can we expect the review of the limited previews? What limited previews are you talking about? This is an alright hand. It's not a great one, admittedly, but it's fine. There's not a limited set to be reviewed right now. Not a real one, anyway. Zendikar Rising is the next time that'll happen, and it's probably, I think 3 weeks away is where it is. Alright, we need one of those shocks or dragon fires or any of that stuff would be good. Okay. Freaking Hallow Blades. Early in the format, I was getting, like, way more of those than I should have, and now I never get them. I see them, like, pack 3 when I'm not playing white. Ah, that video. Probably in 2 to 3 weeks is when that video will come out. It's going to be hard to find the time. But, yeah. We can steal their Seasoned Hallow Blade, so that's kind of nice, I suppose. Taking 4 damage here isn't so nice. I could unsubstantiate it. Preserve our life a little. Yeah. It also means that our overload actually does something. So, I mean, it already did something, but, you know, now it'll do something significant. Instead of make a 1/1 and get us back a frantic inventory. we'll overload here. Grab unsubstantiate. Yeah, it definitely won't be as long as my Ikoria one. I think for the most part in this format, I ended up being right. There are a few exceptions to that, of course, but for the most part, I think I did a good job on this format. Core sets usually are the ones you're the least wrong about, since they tend to be the most traditional. So, if they equip the Chorister, I'd probably try to block it and kill it, and then steal their Hallow Blade on my turn with Enthralling Hold. Okay. Interesting. They didn't attack me there. I guess they were worried about... They know I have Unsubstantiate, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what happened there. But I'm kind of okay with the aggro deck not attacking me. So... Well, I'll steal your Truffle Snout if I have to. I mean, I'd rather steal something else, but... Alright. We'll take 4 here. Yeah. It's not great news. Do I want to unsubstantiate that? Probably. Okay, so Simulacrum... Does that make me want to hold off on doing it? I think it probably does. I don't get this short sword because it's an equipment. Sadly. Enchantments, you would be correct, but equipment is still controlled by the controller, original controller, so they can move it. They do have to move it, of course, but yeah. Could be a Hunter's Edge here. And that's why they were so annoyed with my unsubstantiate. Alright, so do I go for a double block here and see what happens? I think that's fine to do. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Thank you, Simulacrum, for the 3-for-1. Of course, both cards you ended up getting me were lands, but hey. I can't steal the Hallow Blade until it's tapped, so it's been a moot point so far, because it hasn't been tapped. Where are my shocks at, you know? Where are they? I'm never going to be able to steal the Mauler, because it untaps itself. Alright, so we're going to opt... We're going to bottom that. Ouch. Okay, Gonna overload. I guess get back unsubstantiate again. And in my turn. We're not really doing what this deck wants to be doing right now. I mean, we just can't get enough spells in the graveyard. Like, we've used up 2 of these already and not really gotten a prize out of it, you know? Okay. It's not the worst thing for us to steal either, actually. We'll take 4 here. It's almost like they're playing around Enthralling Hold, which is smart of them, I guess. Enthralling Hold is a bit slow right now. I'm glad I have Unsubstantiate to help me out a bit with that, but yeah, that's gross. And the big problem is we haven't seen a Shock or a Dragonfire or any of that stuff. That's kind of what we need. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and unsubstantiate this Truffle Snout. Hey, there we go. We definitely kill the Chorister. And then we Enthralling Hold their Mauler. Which will untap and get bigger, right? I think it will. That's pretty cool. I kind of overlooked that till I was stealing it, but that'll work. Right. So this guy's gonna start getting huge is the bad news. So we need like our Epiphany. That's what we really need. Epiphany would do some work right now. I mean, it basically always does, I guess, huh? Double Steel Sword. I think I would have put them both on one of the 3/3s, because then I couldn't block it effectively. Alright, yeah, so we're going to block with our Arcanist here. Okay, Thrill of Possibility. Okay. This will make my... yeah, so let's turn to Slag, the Truffle Snout. Then we can hold on to Shock. I could attack here. I could Shock this and make them have to tap it down, but I don't think that's what we want to do here. I think we just end the turn. Oh, why not destroy all equipment? You know? You know? That was probably the better move. That was a punt, for sure. Oh, good. Yeah. I think we lose now. The only good news, you know, about punting in this case is it would have helped, but it wouldn't have, like, saved us, you know? Would have helped a little bit. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and Shock the Hallowblade. So we don't have to worry about him this turn, at least. They have to discard to save him, and he gets tapped down. And then we're gonna block that. Even Epiphany's not so great right now. You stupid Dragonfire. I'm gonna kill this Hallowblade just out of malice. Well, we didn't have a 7-win deck today. We do have two 6-win ones, though. Yeah, if I had done that, I still would have had my big creature, I guess, but they still would have had a imposing board state.